All right, welcome back to another episode of Play the Hits, and after a 3-week hiatus, we're going to be picking up with Talking Time Brothers again. How you doing, Chris?
You know, after the week I've had, it feels like 3 months, Nick.
You know, it really does, but hey, it was 3 weeks, or months, depending on who you ask, of Resident Evil 2, so, you know, there's that.
Yeah, you could do a hell of a lot worse than 3 months of that game.
Yeah, you know what, that reminds me. I got a question for you once we get started up.
Let's do it.
Alright, so, get going with our buddy Mirio here.
Mermo.
Oh, I guess we got 29 stars. Oh, that's right, we really kind of knocked it out the first hour we played this, huh?
Yeah, I was going to say, you kind of caught fire last time. That was good.
Now, where did we leave off? I want to say Vanilla Thunderdome.
Vanilla Thunderdome.
Which is also the name of my emo punk band.
Really? I think there's a sex dungeon in Bloomington called Vanilla Thunderdome.
Vanilla Thunderdome. That is something a white guy would... Anyways. So, hey, if...
I only like white skinny chicks.
Anyway, so, like I was saying, question for you. If... Oh, here's where we left off. Alright.
That's right. Icy Leap of Faith. There, by the giant head. That sounds hot.
By the giant head. So... If you were trapped on a deserted island and, you know, you could only get one game to work there, what would you bring with you?
Chrono Trigger.
Oh, really? No hesitation?
Sorry.
None.
I've actually pondered this question once or twice before, believe it or not.
Okay, so real quick, full disclosure, both you and I are sick.
Yeah, so when I was talking a little bit about why this week sort of sucked, I caught, like, the worst... I don't know, I think it may have been more of a mini flu than an actual cold.
That is what I feel like I had too.
Because the first day, like Sunday I felt it coming on, but I toughed it out at work. But then Monday, like I just started feeling shitty. But the worst part of it was Sarah had caught it a few days before, so she was already in the thick of it.
Oh, and it just made the rounds, huh?
Yeah, so basically I just had to pretend nothing was wrong Monday. But I would like, you know, just like sneak away in the bathroom like, oh man, I really have to pee a lot today. That must be all the fluid I'm drinking. No, I was in there puking my guts out.
Oh.
But then Tuesday, it just kind of felt like a really nasty head cold. Wednesday a little better. Thursday a little better. Today I feel fine.
Did you have any joint pain?
Like a full body ache on Monday.
I'm wondering if you might have had like a really mild flu strain or something.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't think I ever really got a fever. Like my head wasn't spinning the way you sometimes get when you get the flu. But man, it was like north of a cold, south of a flu, or whatever the hell that's worth.
I'm gonna steal that. Okay, that was too elaborate of a hole. I thought that there had to be something down there for sure.
Wow, what a hole, dude.
I'll take.
I've made Connor a fan of the Home Alone movies this last Christmas, so I'm pretty proud of that. Globe.
All right.
Hi, boss.
Let's get that star.
So, what's your answer? What game would you? Oh boy, what game would you take with you to the Great Beyond?
Wow, Nick. Wow.
Wow, that Tanuki suit really
came
through. Yeah.
No, that was all user error.
Ah, I gotcha.
Oh god, you again. Oh god, you again.
Oh no.
If it was me, I would say it's a toss-up between Final Fantasy IX and Morrowind.
Ooh, both excellent choices.
Yeah, and they do last forever.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say you're probably gonna hate me, Nick, but I've been thinking about some near future projects for this game, for this channel, and I would kill to finally be able to watch you do a Morrowind playthrough. We've talked about it for years, and I've seen you do parts of it.
Well,
I've seen you like do side quests, but I've never seen you just make it through the main story.
You've got a little bit of an issue with Morrowind, and this is why you don't see a lot of people Twitch stream this. It's much like how Watchmen was borderline unfilmable. Morrowind is borderline unplayable in like through a stream because, I mean, on one hand, it's a ton of unvoiced dialogue.
That's true.
And then on the other hand,
that's where we come in,
right? But then on the other hand, you've also got the combat, which I mean, if you've played Morrowind, right? You know,
oh yeah,
you swing your sword a few times at a mud crab, and maybe you hit it, maybe you don't. Whereas, Skyrim was kind of Skyrim or Oblivion was more of your kind of general RPG kind of game. Morrowind kind of played a lot more like D&D or Dungeons and Dragons, you know, where you roll the die and maybe you hit your target, maybe you don't, maybe you get a critical. So it's a little bit more kind of traditional D&D.
Well, now, see, you're gonna hate this too. Just hearing you talk about it is making me want to hear your commentary on the whole damn game.
Oh goodness. Well,
this may have to become an off-camera conversation, but
well, the way I play it, I swear I spend the first 10 hours just trying to get my endurance maxed up so I can have the maximum amount of health throughout the game on every level up.
Well,
that's a game where I break out the spreadsheets and I am completely devoted to minimum maximizing all stats.
Right. Well, now, two things to consider there. One, there's a very specific type of person that just puts YouTube on as background noise and loves those like lengthy, you know, spreadsheet kind of
this is true
games.
Very true.
But on the other hand, the way that I approach RPGs on this channel is I do all grinding off camera. I do. So like I'll make my way through the narrative and then just, you know, put something on and just gain a few levels.
Now, I was trying to think of episodes. How much Morrowind wasn't grind, but you know what might be a fun project is start with a modded character who's got like, I don't know, I don't want to say max stats, but pretty decent. And then just kind of wander around and see where we end up, because Morrowind is awesome about that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that would be more fun than anything. Is just watching you explore the land. And plus, I still haven't seen the
DLC areas.
The overhaul mod that you installed.
Okay,
I mean, I know I'm the one that gave it to you, but I never got to see it.
Yeah, it's you know me, I'm the channel curmudgeon. I have to say, replaying Morrowind with that mod, you know, I wonder, can I just swim under this ship?
Hey!
Oh.
Nope.
Someone saw that coming.
You can get a certain distance, and the game says no.
Anyways, as far as that game goes, the overhaul mod completely made it almost a different game for me. It was just, yeah, I mean... It was so cool to finally see... Okay, I was one of those schmucks who played Morrowind on...
Console, yeah.
Console, right, so like my draw distance was... It seemed like every day was a fog day.
I remember your room full of trophies that would crash your Xbox.
We had to make rules, my brother, sister, and I, when we played that game, that no one was allowed to make an enormous loot pile because that would burn out the motor for the Xbox.
I actually watched you do it. You're like, okay, Chris, I'm going to show you something very special. It's a room that you can enter, but you cannot leave.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, boy.
I'm like, wait, did the game glitch? Is this an actual feature? It's like, no, I just made it work. And there's just like this pile of swords and armor and skeletons.
Holy Grail and all this other stuff just, you know, laying on the floor. No, that's what happens when you bring pretty much every item into programming into one room. God bless At
first you were just walking really slow, and then the game just like... I swear I heard it go...
And it's so funny because like I could hear the disc reader like click, and I could judge like how long the loading was going to take based on how hard it was, you know.
I can't do it, Captain. We weren't built for this kind of stress.
We can't take the stress.
She's buckling. She's buckling.
But
she can't hold out, sir.
And then yeah, I mean eventually one day the Xbox just, you know, did give up the ghost inevitably, but wow. I'm impressed the Xbox was able to just run that, period.
Yeah, right. That was impressive for its day.
But seeing that game run at its full potential, oh man, I almost got a little bit teary-eyed as I was trying to walk from Serenine to Vivek.
Oh yeah, and you could like actually see one location from the other.
Oh, thank God, there's only one. Yeah, like I had no idea that in the right conditions, just barely out of Serenine, you could see Vivek.
Right. That's really cool.
Freezerburn Castle.
You know, that's kind of what most people think of when they think of kind of the authentic Elder Scrolls experience. Not that Bethesda puts out a weak product, but the fan community surrounding those games is really just transformative.
Well, and I think we started to have a conversation about this in Doom, about whether or not Bethesda was ever like a great company, or if they just kind of rested too much on relying on the fan community to fix their games or improve them.
Yeah, I don't think there is such a thing as too much. I think that's Bethesda's greatest strength, is it respects their fans enough to kind of turn them loose in their worlds. I mean, even if those worlds are kind of broken and incomplete out of the box.
Well, yeah, but then the counter argument there to an extent is, yeah, but then why do they keep making it more difficult for the mod community? Because I don't know if you've tried to fire up Fallout 3 or 4 on Steam, but now you have to...
I have not.
You can't just play it through Steam now. Now you get redirected to their websites or like some sort of Bethesda launcher that you have to run all your games and your mods
really?
through. And
that is disheartening.
It is a pain in the butts. I actually just gave up on my Fallout 3 save at one point because it was just too much of a hassle. But
really? I played Fallout 3 pretty much to death back in the day, and I remember...
This is recent. This is like a year or two ago.
Oh, man. I was going to say, that's a shame, because that was a pretty easy game to mod.
Right, yeah, and it left me kind of flummoxed because, like, why? What was wrong with this?
Right.
And they kind of started to do, if I remember correct, the same thing with Skyrim. I think on the Definitive Edition release, you had to go specifically to their website or their launcher to do mods.
Ooh,
and, yeah.
they better knock it off, because if they think that... Or they better start releasing the most damn polished games in the entire gaming industry.
I mean, given the history of the game of Bethesda so far, I mean, we had a really mediocre Fallout 4. Fallout 76 is just the game that keeps
the laughing stock of the industry now, yeah.
And I'm assuming not exactly super excited for Elder Scrolls Blades coming out, huh?
Yeah. Oh my god. Well, my thought is if you can release a game. The same year as Metal Gear Solid, what was it called, even?
5?
Like no, not 5, but, what was that called? Not...
Acid?
The stupid
Acid.
MMO.
Oh, now you got me.
Survive. Metal Gear Survive.
Oh god, yeah, that did happen, didn't it?
Well, yeah, but, you see, no one fucking remembers that because it was just such a joke. But what everyone does remember is how bad Fallout 76 was. Like, how can you release a game the same year as Metal Gear Solid 5 and still be a contender for worst game of the year?
Wait, which game are we talking about here?
Fallout 76.
Oh, no, I mean, well, if we're talking like Metal Gear Survive, I mean, come on, that was after Konami had burned all their... Yeah, and decided they needed to destroy, 10 years of goodwill. I mean, we all knew that was going to be a dumpster fire.
Well, I have a different theory about that. I'm actually convinced that game... wasn't meant to be successful or good. I think that was someone's idea of spiting Hideo Kojima. Like after he left on kind of messy terms, I think that was Konami sending him a message, like almost like when you take someone's family hostage, like say, look what we can do, and you're powerless to stop us.
So, I think
that's what that was.
Someone made the company lose several $1 million just to stick it to Kojima.
I think so. I honestly think so.
I actually had a theory where...
The Japanese are different, culturally speaking, than we are. They do things we can't comprehend now.
Side note, I always thought this Why? The same freaking mistake.
This boss hates you.
Okay,
man,
alright.
He
next time I'm killing this Koopa Kid. Side note, you'll have to... Never mind. I'll mention it when we have the Koopa Kid on screen again, but I had this theory that Konami was deliberately trying to tank the value of their stock because... they got that new CEO, and I felt because that CEO was also the president and CEO of another company that I think made pachinko machines.
Right.
I got the feeling he was trying to devalue the company and kind of size it up for acquisition by his other company.
That makes sense.
That was my...
I mean, no matter what, there's no way that anyone with even a little bit of experience in game development thought that game was a good idea. Like, there has to be more to it than just Konami's lost their freaking mind.
Whoop.
Hello,
there we
Xbox controller.
The sad part is I cleared it, and then I turned around and went right back into the fireball.
I was going to say, you survived a lot longer than I would have with something on the screen, though, just glaring at me. Speaking of CEOs, did you hear that Reggie Fils-Aimé is retiring?
Oh my gosh, that is my favorite meme this year.
But our bodies are not ready.
Oh no! I mean, his replacement is too perfect.
Oh, Bowser.
Yeah, David Bowser.
No, in my mind, it's literally just Bowser the fucking dragon.
I mean, how can it not be, right?
Bowser the goddamn magical dragon is now running Nintendo.
I mean, that's just too perfect.
I can't wait for the fan art of Bowser in a suit looking very serious, to start coming in.
Oh, yeah, wait till the sudden cancellation of the next Mario game, right? What? Okay, side note, when is Bowser just straight up getting...
What?
Oh.
That was bullshit.
When is Bowser getting his own adventure game? I mean, Luigi got his, and, we're tired of that.
This will be the year of Bowser, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Bowser just needs to have, like an RTS, Command & Conquer-esque strategy game. Mushroom Kingdom Tactics Reborn. There you go.
But seriously, though, I want to see Bowser in, like, a three-piece suit and glasses. His hair is, like, instead of his usual mohawk, it's, like, trimmed neatly and swept back.
All right, gentlemen. Now, for the last few years, Nintendo has been on the cutting edge of R&D and development. Our problem is not with our ideas. Our problem is with profitability. I have some figures here that are going to turn this whole thing into the red. Koopa Troopa, will you start my PowerPoint? Yes, sir. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. That's too
He has, like, this whole model, and it's shaped like his castle. Oh, man.
Well, now I can only be disappointed from here on. That's
yeah, I know. Part. Like when Doug Bowser is just like your regular guy.
Yeah, not
a fire-breathing dragon.
Okay, come on. Okay, so this kid, correct me if I'm wrong. Doesn't he look like a little bit like Homer Simpson?
Let me see his face. Yeah,
just
you're not wrong. Well, crap. Now I can't not picture that.
Okay, am I seriously gonna no-hit this now? All right.
Yep.
Screw you. Get out of here.
See, the ability was always there. What you lacked was drive.
You thought Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was a little bit edgy, with the turtles being trained by Splinter to, for the sole purpose of killing Shredder. I mean, Mario's just going around and knocking off Bowser's kids one at a time.
Yeah, I know. He's sending a pretty dark message to Bowser when you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, he's taking out all of his kids before he drives the knife point home,
I'm a-coming for your family.
Supersize Fries Land. Here we go.
Me and my brother Luigi, we are gonna kill your kids.
Marching Moles. I would do a voice here, but, boy, my throat, let me tell you, it is killing me.
I'm just excited to be able to do voices again. I was joking with Max when last week we were playing some Resident Evil and recording Play the Hits, and I wanted to do the Toad voice.
Not happening, huh?
Yeah, that was not going to happen.
You might as well have just swallowed a handful of razor blades or licked a cheese grater.
Yep. Actually, wait, we weren't playing Resident Evil. We were playing Super Mario RPG.
I saw that. Yeah, you started that project. Total side note, at work today, my voice was even worse. I sounded like Rex the entire day.
Shepard.
Well... Rex the dog.
Which Rex? Oh, Rex the dog.
Oh, jeez. I don't know if I'm going to have your tax return done by noon, sir. I'm so sick.
Nick, you should go away and, like, say you're having surgery, but then come back and just do the most spot-on Archer impression that you can.
Now how
I had my tonsils out, and this is how I talk now. I can't even begin to do an Archer or Bob impression, so I can't.
Well, me neither. But on that note,
but that would be perfect.
Did you know that there was someone did a really excellent Archer account of on Twitter of Archer reacting to a playthrough of Mass Effect?
Are you serious?
Oh, it's wonderful.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Oh, Thresher!
I wish I could do that voice. I love that guy's voice.
Angelina, look behind you. Rex is just walking on the back of the couch like a 5-pound cat, except he's a 65-pound dog.
Except this can only end in catastrophe.
This is amazing. What are you doing? Look at this, JoJo. Look at this. I wish you could see this. Someone turn on the webcam.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Like the people at my school.
Hey Joseph, could you take Duncan out? Oh god, there goes my voice.
Tell me someone got a picture of this that I can post at the end of this episode.
Oh god, of course no one did. Oh, now he's putting on now he's building himself a little rocket and putting on a space outfit and playing astronaut in the living room. Okay, that one was fake.
Oh, now the rocket took off. What the hell?
Oh, the landlord is not going to be happy about this.
Screw you guys. I'm going home to my people.
And Rex just proceeded to drool on Angelina's drawing she was working on for the last 30 minutes.
Oh, that's even better.
Oh, my.
So yeah, the little big worlds in all of these Mario games, these are always some of my favorites.
You know, mine too. Like, I would always try to get the whistle in Mario 3 to skip right to Little Big World, but it would always send me to the wrong one.
Oh, well shit. That's
yeah, and then I'd be like, alright, this playthrough is ruined. I'm playing Star Tropics.
Right.
Done with this crap.
They're just such fun, creative ideas.
It's Mario, just slightly bigger.
Yeah, and somehow it's double the fun. I don't know why.
Double the fun, double the size.
Just charming. Except for the 64 one, where you just fucking couldn't control Mario, right?
Mario perfectly.
I realized that... Yeah, I realized that as I was playing Mario 64 with Max, is that I have very fond memories of the giant world in that game, but it turns out it's just an exercise in frustration when you're trying to navigate this tiny little, like, platform world and you're way too big for the environment.
Okay, that has got to be something down there. That has got to be something.
I mean, they could have just, like, doubled Mario's size and halved the enemies, and that would have worked, but instead, what do? They make it like this freaking, like... It's kind of like when you're stepping on your kid's Legos and everything just falls apart.
Hey, what was the most unnerving enemy in Mario to you?
Mario? Like, all the Marios?
Yeah, like, of all Marios, what was the most unnerving enemy encounter?
The most unnerving enemy? I can't recall being really unnerved by a Mario enemy.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
There we go. Sorry, Yoshi, sacrifices have to be made. The enemy that would always scare me as a kid was Big Bass from either Mario 64 or Mario 3. He was that big respawning bass that would just wait for you in the water and then just swallow you whole.
Yeah. That was like Mr. X before Mr. X.
Big Bass was the Mr. X of the Mario.
Of the NES days, yeah, that's exactly right.
Oh gosh.
Oh fuck, Mr. Bass. But you're
Mr.
right.
Bass.
I was thinking more in terms of like actual disturbing, like who had like a really disturbing design or something. But no, you're right. That was way too intense for a fucking side-scrolling NES platform.
Well, I mean, and if we were going to, like, take that the route of, like, Legend of Zelda, I mean, don't even ask the question because everybody's answer is Dead Hand. What the hell is up with that?
Yeah, that thing's fucked up.
What was... I mean, like, seriously, it's this fun little game, and yeah, I mean, like, maybe you had some disturbing, like, you know, the Poe ghosties and the Redeads, and sweet merciful Jesus, you, like, walk into the... You're in that well, which is already uncharacteristically disturbing, and there's those hands... And then one grabs you, and then there's just, like, freaking pale, blood-stained creature comes out of nowhere. No, from underground with its black sockets for eyes. Jesus. That scarred me.
Now we gotta play Ocarina of Time.
You know, honestly, Chris, I would be down for that, but then you have to... No! Okay, I can get him back.
Yoshi! I don't want no part of this anymore, Mario.
Rex, stop. Get off of Angelina's... Get that pencil out of his mouth. He's not going to draw.
It's not in his mouth.
He's not going to be What?
If they ever do a reboot of the Mario cartoon, we need Duncan to be the voice of Yoshi.
Duncan is the voice of Yoshi.
Hey, Mario. Oh, my God.
Poor
I don't want to be here anymore. Your world is confusing and bizarre. I'm so tired of eating gold.
Oh, my God.
I haven't pooped in a week.
Thanks for taking the dogs out, Joseph. So, if we did do Ocarina of Time, should we do Ocarina of... No, get out of there, Mario!
Oh, hello.
I did not say to go back in.
You bet you did.
Alright. I guess we'll just speed this real quick. So, if we did do Legend of Zelda, do we do... Oh my gosh.
Hello.
Okay, so do we do regular Legend of Zelda, or do we do Master Quest?
Well, that depends. I do have the Master Quest disc, but I don't yet have the piece of hardware that will enable me to record it on the Elgato without looking like garbage.
Yes. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, you would need one of those connectors then.
Yeah, I mean, I have an
I
HDMI to
did.
RGB thing, but the problem is all it does is try to convert the RGB signal to 1080p, and it looks like fucking garbage.
Ah, I see.
So the adapter that I'm looking for actually costs in the neighborhood of $100,
yeah.
which isn't undoable, but I also don't have it just burning a hole in my pocket right now.
Yeah.
So.
I already got my tax refund, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, right. Now, regular Ocarina of Time, however, I could just spend $5 and put it on my Wii U.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's the route we'll go. I mean, Master Quest is cool and all, but the nostalgia from the original is great as well.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Raw horsepower.
I mean, I would basically be... I think I've only gotten about halfway through Master Quest. So I'd be learning most of it as we go, which would probably be pretty frustrating, and extend that one far beyond the requisite 10 to 15 episodes we're shooting for. What? Why does it keep ejaculating Yoshis?
I don't...
What is happening?
Hey, there's something...
You asked about the most disturbing Mario encounter? You're fucking looking at it.
What is this?
One of the Yoshi's eyes starts bleeding.
Oh god, now it's back into spooky spaghetti territory.
Mario, we are Legion.
Oh, I think we've gotten to maximum Yoshi capacity here. What
We
is
are
this?
Legion.
What is up here? What do they not want me to see?
Mario.
Speaking of Mario, isn't Mario getting a movie coming up pretty soon?
He's getting a what?
That's all that Duncan needs is to pee, so you're good. Oh, this is where all the Yoshis go. Yeah, Mario is getting just a full-on another Mario movie.
Oh, please tell me they're reuniting Bob Haskins and John Leguizamo.
It's not going to be that kind of movie. It's going to be an animated, like, CGI thing.
Oh, they're trying to make it good. Come on.
Yeah, right. I know. What,
You can't follow up something like 1994's Super Mario Brothers and try to make it good.
Yeah, that was certainly an event.
They need to own what they did and just make the sequel that we've all been pining for.
No. They just like a guy who got caught with a gram of marijuana. They did the time. They paid their price for the crime, and now they can move on.
So they think.
Nintendo
I'm sorry.
suffered enough from that.
I will not settle for anything other than John Leguizamo in full-on pest persona. And fucking Bob. I don't care if Bob Hoskins is retired. I don't care if he's dead. You dig him up. I want this movie made.
On that note, isn't Sonic also getting a movie of some sort?
Yeah, we've talked about this. I'm not acknowledging it.
And Jim Carrey is going to be Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah,
I'm disinterested.
I'm going to give that one a hard pass.
Bet this
maybe a rental just to see how bad it actually is, but...
What, Joseph? Joseph, this is Play the Hits. We can't talk about the proposed tax increase on gas. Yeah, well, okay, first off, I am not a tax attorney. I am a tax preparer.
Whatever.
I am a tax person. I am a...
Man that does taxes.
Yeah, man that does taxes. Anyways.
I always thought you were, like, into IT, Nick. What the hell's going on?
Wait a sec. It's funny
I look at you and I think pen salesman. What the hell?
Pen salesman. I like
pen
it.
salesman.
What's going on with that egg?
Oh boy. Hey, nice save.
What was the point of...
Oh, to get that Yoshi over here.
Okay, alright. Oh, this makes more sense now.
You know, they take a lot of guesswork to make that happen. Oh, I guess they don't. You could have made it without doing the Yoshi egg.
Okay.
Oh,
no, I have not heard about the increased gas tax in Ohio, but I know they're doing it in Michigan, Joseph.
I'm about to blow my nose. I apologize. Play the hits. Ugh.
Okay, so suggestions?
That's what you get from 75% Chris back here.
You know, suggestions, you could just, mute the mic. There's always that possibility.
No.
Turn down your gain. Maybe
this show is raw, uncut, and
move it in another direction, mayhap?
We're like the jackass of YouTube, Nick. We in more ways than one.
Whatever happened to those guys? Anyways,
I think what's his name just got pretty pricey sexual harassment suit under
That's
his belt,
what it was, yeah. Like, they got involved in something like that.
What was his name? Johnny...
Johnny Jackass? Johnny Knox.
There we go. Knoxville. That's
Johnny Knoxville, okay, yeah.
Johnny Jackass.
Well, I mean, come on. The man was the brand, right?
Hi, I'm Johnny Jackass, host of Jackass.
And it rolls
Welcome to
right
the
off the
Jackass
tongue.
Hour.
You ridicule me, but it works.
Oh, God.
Going forward, that's what you'll think his name was, Johnny Jackass. Oh, God. My voice is cracking like I was back in Catholic school.
And then I think Bam Margera is actually still doing the X Games, like, for skateboarding. Like, that ended up being, like, his quote-unquote real job.
Huh. Well, I'm glad all these guys made it work.
Did you ever unlock him in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, or was that never a game that you really...
That was actually something my sister did. I'm sorry, Yoshi, but sacrifices had to be made.
Yep. Fuck you, Yoshi.
What, Ange? No, not you, my other sister, Brianna. Yeah, she played Tony Hawk. She was, like, super into Tony Hawks now that I really think about it.
Those games were so good. Like, you don't even have to be, like, a sportsman.
And is there any chance you could give me a tissue? Alright. Baffling Banshee Building. Oh, God, I know I'm going to hate this already.
Yeah, the alliteration enough is making me not want to go in there.
Okay. We're kicking butt here. 4 more stages and we're done with super-sized fries.
Holy shit.
Here, we are on fire. Oh, God.
Oh, the ghost houses. You know, these are the levels where, even like in the quote-unquote legit Mario games, the designers just like, fuck it.
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
do whatever we
well,
want.
that was easy.
Oh.
That's 1 star.
That was easy. Oh, that's nice. You know, there's nothing wrong with a nice easy star occasionally.
Well, let's see here. There's 1 more to get. Okay, I think I know where this one is.
Dude, as long as we're in like a Mario and Zelda kick, I'd love to do just like a, kind of like we did with 64, just sort of a bare bones run of Odyssey.
Wait, side note, how have we not done a run-through of Sonic Mania for this channel yet?
You know, I can't decide who the co-host should be. Maybe it should be all 3 of us, you, me, and Max.
Yeah, if we could make that work, why not?
just doing it. I don't know how good you are at that game, but I should definitely not be the one playing it. I know Max is pretty skilled at Sonic. I'm not sure how you are, though.
Well, I mean, it's Sonic. How hard can it be, right?
Dude, like, for me, it's like slamming my head against a brick wall. I am, like, the biggest Sonic fan who ever sucked this bad at Sonic.
Huh.
No joke. Like, even, like, Sonic 2 is probably the only one that I'm passable at of side-scrollers, and I'm terrible at it. Like,
really? I mean, it's basically just Mario with more furries.
Yeah, I mean, I can get through the levels passably. I've never collected all the Chaos Emeralds in that game.
Done is better than perfect, my friend.
Yeah, but I've had to look up the full ending of that game on YouTube. That's how sad I am at Sonic 2.
Well, the ending wasn't exactly amazing anyways.
Yeah, but I mean, you got Super Sonic. Come on.
Yeah, but boy, that last boss fight was kind of... Ugh,
really?
It was like they were trying to remake the... Okay, well, the solution is apparently not to fly above everything.
Alright, I'll have to take your word for it, because I've never freaking played it.
Played what?
The last boss of Sonic 2.
It's like they tried to redo the boss fight from Sonic 3. Like the special extra boss fight from Sonic 3. No, I'm sorry, Sonic and Knuckles. Sonic and Knuckles. You know, like...
Wait, hold on a sec. In Sonic 2, they were trying to redo the boss from a future game?
Okay, hold on. What did I say?
So I think you misunderstood me. I think you thought I was talking about the secret boss from Sonic Mania. I was talking about the secret boss from Sonic 2.
Wait, what's secret boss from Sonic 2? What are you talking about?
When you get all the Chaos Emeralds.
There is no secret boss in Sonic 2.
Yeah, there is.
No, there's not. Now,
you straight up get all the Chaos Emeralds, you get Super Sonic, and you just fight Eggman again. It's like a side-scrolling thing as Super Sonic.
Like in space?
Yeah.
No, that's Sonic and Knuckles.
Dude, fucking, let me look this shit up.
Okay, you know what? Joseph told me last Saturday that it was one of the assassins that killed King Foltest in Witcher 2 and not Letho, and we argued about this for an hour in Walmart till I went home, showed him the video, and then spiked the football in the end zone when I was right.
Alright, I'm looking this shit up.
But anyways, like I was saying, what the hell do they want me to do? Oh. Okay, I got it now. It's under control. Like I was saying, the extra boss fight from Sonic Mania...
Son of a bitch, I was thinking of Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
So yeah, the extra boss fight from Sonic Mania was like, kind of like a worse version of that.
Okay. Well, that I knew too. I have seen that done. And actually, I don't find the Chaos Emeralds in that game to be quite as hard to get as in Sonic 2.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that pseudo 3D thing that they did in that game, just I could never get all of the the rings that I needed.
Sake.
Wow, they just fucking trolled you.
Alright, I know what they want me to do now. I see. Oh, you guys...
See, that really easy star was just there to throw you off.
In there, we go up here.
Huh. I'm gonna have to make like a whole Nick was right animation, aren't I?
Don't worry, it won't get used too often.
Well, we've only used the crisp one once. So.
There we go.
That was like one of the very first episodes when you were still rusty.
Yeah, we're still kind of finding my land legs back in, what was that, Castlevania?
Yep. Oh, God. This microphone's just gonna sit here in my face. What do I do?
What do I do? What do I do? Act spontaneous!
I am being spontaneous now.
And then I start reading off of my notes I prepared for the evening like I'm in a hostage video.
Right.
Supersized skis or skies?
So, Chris, what did you think of the latest Nintendo Direct? All glory be to Allah. I mean...
Why is he blinking so much?
What's he doing with his hands? Oh, God. That was where we revived the Knuckles character, though. Which,
that was, wasn't it?
Which was all worthwhile.
Oh, I know there's a star over here somewhere. I have to fly far enough.
Dude, that's the kind of thing, like, I can't believe we sat on Knuckles for the better part of a decade before doing something with him.
Yeah, that persona just prints money, let me tell you. Prints views.
Yeah, right. If we ever get views, I'm looking forward to Knuckles being recanonized.
I occasionally go through and just kind of see where the views are at on the channel, and one of the things I was surprised at was I guess the Mario X videos had surprisingly decent viewership, like in the mid-20s.
Yeah, not bad.
But they've got like a really awesome community that kind of looks through YouTube for playthroughs of this game, so...
I see.
Yeah.
We also tend to do pretty well on like the first episode of a new series and the last. Which I think is just YouTube at large, anyways.
Yeah, well, you
People
know...
like to see the beginning and end of stuff. They don't want to...
You know, again, I would have been fine if I didn't jump. Anywho, got it. Yeah, I was actually kind of going back through the Resident Evil, and yeah, we did pretty good. Those were pretty funny.
You know, to this day, I think that's actually my favorite series we've done so far, is the first Resident Evil.
Unidentified flying object. Oh, I was talking about 2, sorry. One was definitely good, but 2 was excellent. Oh, okay, they are going to push me around. Oh,
though we're not quite done with 2 yet, so I'll have to reserve my judgment.
Thank goodness for that.
Thank goodness for not getting that.
What?
What?
No, I was saying thank goodness that we're not done with it, because
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed the game, but I just felt like there wasn't enough of the Mr. X stuff for me to walk away satisfied with the experience yet.
So I played through Claire B, so I know basically what I'm doing, so it's not going to be a drag. I think tonight, as we start Leon B, we're basically going on a collect-a-thon for probably about a half hour, and then Mr. X is just going to show up and tear everything apart.
Oh, good, so he'll make an appearance in the first episode. So are we going to be...
Most likely, unless I really get sidetracked with collecting stuff.
Are we going to be using the mod where Mr. X just shows up in a thong the entire time, or are we not doing that?
You got that email I sent you, did you?
That was pretty great. Mr. Savage,
I was a little like, I was thinking to myself, should I really post this on Nick's Facebook wall while he's at work, just in case? And then I thought to myself, fuck it.
That's okay. Hey, if I get fired, the way I look at it is that's 6 months of sabbatical for me.
Right? And you went out like a boss with Mr. X in a thought.
just love to see HR try to, make their way through that. So what are these, we found pornographic videos on your desktop. Okay, first off, it's not pornography, it's Mr. X in a thong, alright? Let's just get that straight right away.
He's an organic bioweapon, sir. He's a killing.
And he's technically not human,
nothing.
So...
The only way he's gonna fuck you, sir, is not in the way you're thinking.
Oh, I stand corrected, Mr. Weber. Sorry to have wasted your time.
Yes.
Ugh.
You should be.
God, I wonder
But dude,
how...
that video kind of made me sad that I didn't end up getting that for a PC instead of PS4. But you know me, I like my physical copies when I can get them.
That's true.
But every once in a while, there's a couple series of games that I can only play on the PC. For instance, Fallout and Elder Scrolls, basically anything by Bethesda. But then, strangely enough, the Deus Ex series, I consider to be like PC because that's how I played the first one way back in the 90s.
That begs the question: when Cyberpunk 20-something comes out, what system are you getting that for?
I'm going PC just because of the way that it's built. Like, it seems very Bethesda-esque to me.
Yeah,
I think I'll want the keyboard and mouse for the first person.
It has that feel. I agree. I honestly don't know if I'm going to pick up Cyberpunk or not, because, that comes out next year yet, doesn't it?
So, it comes out this year, technically.
Well,
I mean, that's what they're saying.
Well,
they haven't given a firm release date.
I think the last release date I saw for that was December 31st, because JoJo and I looked into that, and he said that that's probably just a placeholder at this point.
Yeah, that very well could be. But on the other hand, I mean, if anyone is going to give you a date and then deliver, it's probably going to be CD Projekt.
Yeah, they're not really known for disappointing. They're kind of like the new Bethesda.
But, if I have to wait an extra year for, probably one of the best games ever, that's fine.
Well, I mean, so long as they don't pull some sort of garbage like, oh, it's going to be exclusive to Good Old Games website's launcher first.
That would infuriate me in a way that I can't even describe on this channel. But given that The Witcher 3 saw a very successful Steam release, I don't think that's what they're going to pull.
Because that's kind of what they did with the Witcher card game. What was that? Witcher Cards of Fate? What was that?
Did CD Projekt Red really even have much to do with that, or was that kind of outsourced to a different development studio?
I can't answer that, but I do know they tried to run it exclusively on their Good Old Games launcher first. And their initial sales weren't what they were hoping for.
Yeah, so I think the way that it's going to have to go, if game companies want to play the retailers instead of the retailers playing them, is that they're just going to have to go back to, releasing all titles on everything, kind of like basically the way the PS4 and Xbox work now. I mean, maybe like an occasional exclusive, but by and large, just have everything out for all platforms, and then leave it up to the console sellers, or in this case, the digital distributors, to incentivize their program, instead of saying, haha, we've got the toys over here, and you can't play unless you subscribe to us.
Well, that would definitely be ideal. And I mean, Xbox, I know, has been doing, or Microsoft has been doing really well about playing nicely with PC as far as cross-platform play goes.
Yeah, I think we've entered into something special, and I think Sony will eventually catch on, too.
They're not going to have a choice. I mean, they had to cape for Fortnite. I mean...
Yeah. Yep, you're right. I don't see them holding out very long.
Hey, total side note. Hey, where are we time-wise, by the way?
Oh, we're probably about there.
I think 15 minutes, because we did start a little bit late with...
Oh yeah, we had to do some tests.
We'll do like 1 or 2 levels in the next world, which is Cotton Candy Cloudland.
Sounds fucking delicious.
It doesn't quite... It doesn't quite roll off the tongue like Johnny Jackass, but, it works.
I thought you were going to say it doesn't quite pan out like you're thinking, Chris. Hey, whatever happened to Luigi?
Where is that guy?
I thought this was Super Luigi Bros.
No. This is... Oh, alright, well...
Oh, shit. They're making it interesting.
Okay, let's, what's this one?
All they do is fucking block off a path for Luigi. Why?
Oh, you'll see in a sec here. So, Pendant to the Sky. This is a Legend of Zelda stage.
I gotcha. No, Luigi, this not for you.
I was actually kind of thinking, do you think it would be, interesting to do a playthrough of the second Legend of Zelda?
Dude, I'm down for whatever the fuck you want to do. You always have interesting ideas, like on stuff that I don't think of.
Well,
and considering I can't physically do the second Legend of Zelda, like, you're more than welcome to do that one.
Sort of disability here that I need to send you a holiday card for? Or?
Yeah, apparently I just fucking suck.
Oh. It was
definitely... It's like Sonic, you know, I just can't do it.
Huh.
I can try.
Well, you know, we've all got our interesting points where we're not as, you know, good at things as we enjoy.
You're not bad, Chris. You're just differently abled.
Differently
okay?
abled.
You're differently good.
Okay,
You're differently good at this game.
Doing good. All right, let's. There's 2 stars here, if I remember correct. Is one of them down here? Yes, it is.
So speaking of Deus Ex, I would love to maybe give a play. I actually just picked up. Excuse me. The Game of the Year edition of Deus Ex: Mankind Divided on the Steam sale this week for like $8. Totally worth it.
Oh.
So I would be very excited to do a playthrough of that sometime. That's not an overlong game. I know what you're thinking. It's an RPG and it's Deus Ex. It's got to be really involved. It actually it kind of drew some criticism for that. It kind of just ends.
Okay.
I mean, the narrative does what it sets out to do. It just does it a lot quicker than most people were expecting. But it doesn't like come off like, okay, so Square ran out of money, or they
pull a Monty Python.
Yeah, right. Or they like came up against the deadline and just had to release it. It's not like Final Fantasy 15. You know, it just tells a much more compact story than the first game did, or the first game of the new story arc.
That's right. Isn't Final Fantasy getting 15 is getting a DLC of some sort?
Yeah, that I'm actually.
I thought that
God
cake
help me,
was
that
baked.
I'm actually pretty excited for.
I really thought that cake was baked at this point.
Yeah, well, when they announced the cancellation of all of the other DLC that they had planned, you know, kind of a fitting end to the development cycle from Hell, I was kind of worried about this one in particular, episode Arden, which focuses on the main villain. But no, they seem to be going for it, and they... Oh, no.
Okay, wait.
And not only going for it, but trying... Oh, hello. Trying to make it super involved, too, like, compared to the other DLC. Like, they even released their own, like, 10-minute prologue for it, like they did with Comrades, or whatever it was called before the Brothers, or Brotherhood, or something like that. Before
I think I know what you're talking about.
And, you know, they were pretty good. They were nice, free, self-contained little side stories, and I liked it. And they did the same thing with episode Arden, and man, it got me really psyched for the story that DLC is going to tell.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
15,
yeah,
I mean, it's on my list of things to play once Dragon Quest 11 is finished.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That game has always kind of struck me a little bit as like kind of being too full of itself. Like this grand epic of, you know, this story that thinks it's more interesting than it really is. I mean, I hear the lore is good, but I mean, the characters just ultimately don't strike me as that interesting.
Actually, I don't know where you heard that, but I have the exact opposite.
That's always been my impression from my osmosis-like exposure to the game, as other people have played through it.
So the way I would describe it is almost the exact opposite. The characters are what make it, and the actual lore and like the overcooked, you know, 10-year-old like shamble of a story doesn't do the main cast justice.
Mm-hmm.
So that's you know, I kind of have this love-hate relationship with 15. On the one hand, you know, it ended up being a good game. I enjoyed massively certain parts of it. I thought the world was beautiful. I thought it did some really creative stuff. But then like the whole development cycle, the over-ambitious ideas that never materialized, and then like the narrative structure itself, it's just a hot mess in a lot of ways. So, you know, it'll never be like up there with Final Fantasy 4 or 6 or 9 or anything like that. But at the same time, I give it credit for doing something different in a series that was, you know, largely struggling to find itself ever since 2006.
Well, I mean, doing something different is kind of what got them into that corner to begin with 13, wasn't it?
Yeah, which, you know, you were talking about Dragon Quest. Thanks be to God that they at least won't slaughter some sacred cows.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard people complain that Dragon Quest XI is, well, nice, just more of the same, but boy, does it work.
I was going to say, to which I say to you, like, yeah, I don't see your complaint here.
As soon as I saw reviews come in saying that Dragon Quest XI was, you know, old and antiquated, I thought, okay, that's exactly what I was looking for.
Shut up and take my money.
I mean, I have never had a game come so close to replicating the childlike joy I had of playing through Final Fantasy IX.
I could not agree with you more, other than like the final. Like for me, I love Final Fantasy IX. I'm not in any way talking bad about it. For me, that game was probably like FF6 or maybe FF5, like in a later. Yeah,
well, yeah, and to each their own.
FF5 came out after FF6, but whatever. You know what? But I know exactly what you're saying. That sense of awe that you used to feel from JRPGs. Yeah, Dragon Quest XI recaptures that in a brilliant way.
By the way, I just finished Dragon Quest XI tonight. Well, I mean, I finished Act 2 after 120 hours, 25 of which were spent in the casino. Nice.
So you defeated Mortigan. You're getting into you know, some nice little post-game grinding and end questing, right? You know, some side story action.
Well, apparently everybody is back in Arborea celebrating Veronica being dead. I guess,
Yeah.
or it's like the world's longest wake.
Thank God she's gone. No, you're about to enter literally like the most. I can't even really call it an epilogue because it really is just the third act of the story. Mm-hmm. It just travels a different beat than the first two acts do. So it's kind of weird. Like when you beat the third act, you're rewarded with like the true ending. Like everything is wrapped up beautifully. Your compatriots, they all have super satisfying closures to their story arcs, and everything about the ending, especially if you've played previous Dragon Quest entries, is just beautiful. Wow, that was excellent, Nick. I've never seen you use an invincibility frame.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm surprised that worked.
That was impressive.
So, I have to ask, who was your, and of course, I'm not quite finished with it yet, but who was your favorite cast member from Dragon Quest XI?
It's kind of a draw between Sylvando and Eric for me.
Oh, gosh.
I love them both. And, like, Eric grew on me a bit more in the second act. Like, he was... Once kind of I figured out a little bit more of his backstory and, like, what he was doing, it's like, oh, he's not actually being shady at all. He's just, you know, a kind of unfortunate dude who was looking for a friend. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And then Sylvando is just brilliant.
Well, like, yeah, I mean, you know, it's like, who's your favorite character, but you can't pick Sylvando. I mean, of course, he's always the first answer.
Right. And it's not even because, like, he's just so goofy. You're like, look, gay stereotype. Like, he transcends that in a couple of really interesting ways. But even beyond that, like, his character is just so... Like, I love the noble knight who, like, refuses to take himself seriously, like, at all.
To take the destiny that was laid out before him, just straight up ignores the call to adventure. Oh, here we go.
Yep.
There we go.
And decides to make, like, a...
Run away and join the circus.
Yep. And then the way they do that, too, with his father and with Hendrik, and just everything about Sylvando is so much fun. Like
that's true. He's just that's the best part about him. He's just such a fun character.
Yeah.
I would have to say that
and Dragon Quest has always been really good at that. Like as a series, it you know, it'll either have like random characters be like animals, or you know, it never really has historically taken itself too seriously. And Sylvando's kind of the embodiment of that.
I think one more stage here and then we're set. I think this cake is almost baked. I would have to say my favorite character was a toss-up between Sylvando and Hendrik. Hendrik was just so good at like deadpanning moments that
yeah, dude. Yeah. When you find like Hendrik's like fascination with the porn magazine, I thought that's when Hendrik started to endear himself to me a little bit.
Oh,
like up until that point, like when he joins you at first, I'm like, dude, fuck you. I'm not gonna forgive you after what you did.
You tried to kill me numerous times.
He hounds you for the whole first act of the game.
He's like the Dragon Quest Mr. X. Okay, that's enough Mr. X references tonight.
Right. But then all of a sudden, like, he's everyone's hero. I'm like, no, he's fucking not. He's a chump. He's the reason all this shit happened.
You know, I never thought of it from that angle. No, he's not the hero. He's well. I guess that's the thing, though, is that he realizes that it is his fault.
Yeah, he's being earnest, like, and he doesn't see himself as a great hero, and that's what I liked about Hendrik. Is his story is kind of a redemption one. He starts out getting played like a sucker, and even though people like worship the ground he walks on, like he's all about just doing his job as a knight, and basically making up for being such a dumbass the whole first act of the game. And he does it. I thought that was brilliant. I thought that was really well done.
I mean, like, come on. Everybody, spoilers, I mean, everybody that there was working for Mortigan the entire time, as it turned out, you know.
Yeah.
I mean...
But, you know, like, in that whole game, there's really not much of a weak link.
I mean, you could have been whispering in his ear, Hendrik, they're all out to get you. No, that's nonsense. No, really, they're all out to get you.
Yeah,
all of them are out to get you, Hendrik.
But yeah, I thought the whole cast was really solid. Like, there wasn't a character that I disliked. I thought Jade was maybe a little monotone.
Strangely enough, she was kind of the weakest. Not bad by any means, but just kind of never really, you know.
I'm always up to see, you know, a really strong, like, kind of female warrior character, and she does that very well. But that's kind of it. You know, that's her whole thing. I mean, I get that she's like the warrior princess and she has a history with the main character and all of that good stuff. But it's not even that it's not fleshed out. It's just not fleshed out to the extent that the other characters are.
Right. It's not that you're bad, it's just you're not as good as the rest.
Yeah, exactly. Which is hardly a crime considering, you know, let's use FF15 as an example again. It has a really strong core cast of characters, but they actually don't really get arcs, any of them, except for maybe some of the DLC. Like, you don't, like, pause for 10 hours to stop and help Prompto deal with, you know, his tragic past or anything. It's just like, he tells you it's dealt with, and you move on.
It's done.
That's, you think I'm joking? Wait till you play FF15.
Like Sam from Breaking Bad, it's done.
It is. You know, like, wait till you play it. They invest a lot of energy into making these characters super endearing, and then the plot is just like tell, don't show, like constantly.
Oh, so it's Star Wars episode 1, 2, and 3, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of like if there's this great big Lord of the Rings battle going on, you know, how great those movies were, and then it's like, oh, you wouldn't believe what's going on, guys. There's all these horses and goblins out there, and they're all killing each other. Oh, you should come see it, but don't come see it.
It's like, yeah, there's the War of the Five Armies, but let's go see what's going on at the Prancing Pony.
That's what FF15 feels like. Oh man, there was this epic struggle between the gods and man, and you know, oh, they got Shiva, and now her corpse is just on the side of this railroad track, and you get to see it, but only for 5 seconds. You know, it keeps doing that.
What the hell? Let's just do one more. One more.
Yeah, as long as we're on a roll here. But no, Dragon Quest was such a breath of fresh air for me, because I was really, like I said, I enjoyed FF15, but it gave me a lot of concerns about Square Enix. Just as far as their like capacity to tell a story, which, you know, is kind of the main thing that
Final Fantasy has done. Like, they, you know, it's like going to McDonald's and the fries are replaced with shoestrings.
Yeah, you know, I hope I'm wrong. I really do.
What the hell was that analogy? That has never happened to anybody.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell you were saying, but I get your drift, and that's kind of my big worry is that you know, I love Final Fantasy. Like, half of my game room here is decorated with Final Fantasy stuff, and I just worry that they've kind of forgotten completely.
Well, I mean, of course they've forgotten. So great. The people who were a part of those games that you enjoyed so much have moved on from Square Enix, and they're with other companies now. I mean, they're making games like Octopussy. What was it?
Octopussy Traveler.
Yeah, Octopus Traveler. Octopath Traveler.
But, you know, at the same time, though, that's still a Square Enix property. So, you know, they have these people on the
docket. It is. Boy, that was the worst possible example I could have.
Well, no, but you're right. They're working on stuff that's not Final Fantasy. But why don't they bring the people who know and love what made Final Fantasy good, and just have them fucking make a new Final Fantasy?
I mean, that's like saying, let's get everybody from Rareware back again and do another great Donkey Kong game.
Yeah, but they fucking did that with Tropical Freeze.
It wasn't my cup
And it was
of tea.
great.
It was,
Really, it was
was
a
good.
fucking good game.
It was a good
fucking
game, but
really-
it just like I don't know. I'm a purist. I need crumblings in my game. I'm sorry.
Okay, I can see that. But
It's a
side
weird
note-
thing for your enjoyment to hinge on. I grant you.
Yeah, no,
Like it's
but
just
I
not
get
Donkey
you.
Kong without K. Rool. But you were saying.
Yeah, no. And you know, I think a lot of people think that, but I think if they really want to be adventurous and kind of capture Final Fantasy, like fucking throw out like all the next gen shit that they think is so important. Like, I don't care about the graphics. Like, go back to sprite based. Like, make it like Octopath Traveler.
Well, it just.
I think
you know.
that would be awesome.
Oh my goodness.
Oh shit! And for God's sake, quit giving Tetsuya Nomura development positions. Put him on character art or side quests or something. Do not make him the director. Like, that's the big problem that these games have been having.
Well, we're dead.
Yep.
Straight out of the gate.
This might be a good place to call it.
No. I totally got this. I totally got this.
Nah,
Give me, like,
I've got just one more drink. I got
it's fine, officer. I can beat this stage.
it. I drive better when I drunk, I swear.
All right, but if you don't beat the stage, we're taking you in, Weber. Okay, look, I hit the checkpoint, so we're finishing this stage.
I know what it looks like, but I totally saw the pedestrian. Swear to God.
All right, so let's see. Let's
So yeah, that and you know, I'd be curious, like, to go back to some of our previous episodes,
No!
see how many times. Yeah, that's not good. That's not a good sign. To see how many times we've actually brought this topic up, but that really is that really is what made Dragon Quest XI so awesome. I mean, not just that it was probably the best game in that series, but that also it kind of demonstrated that Square Enix still has the capacity to release a coherent, complete JRPG, for God's sake.
Okay, Square Enix was the developer for Dragon Quest?
Yeah, dude.
Legit had completely forgotten about that.
It's right there in the
Oh.
name. Like, Enix made the original Dragon Quest
Nope.
games before they merged with Square.
That's right, okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's in there, I just never noticed. Well, okay, of course it was a Square Enix game because the PC port was utter garbage. So, of course
Oh,
it was
really?
them. It wasn't good. There's a lot of stuttering issues. I mean, I'm easy to please, but, you know, sometimes it feels like you're playing Into the Spider-Verse. There's so much, you know...
Oh, no.
Which,
Are they at least updating it?
which, oh, of course not. Which I've heard is a very good movie, by the way.
Yeah, I've got to see that when it comes out on Blu-ray. I know Connor's really...
Okay, the star
You
was
were like,
right
you could
there.
see the end. You could see
Star
the
was
goddamn
right
end.
there.
And of course, he goes back into the warp pipe. Mario's a fucking...
We're finishing this.
We're finishing this.
God
He
bless America.
pulls out a gun and puts 5 bullets into it and leaves the 6th chamber empty. We're finished this.
Okay, this is happening.
One way or another, goddammit.
It's happening. Okay, alright. Gotta kill those guys. Get my mushroom.
Get mushroom. Do these mushrooms.
We hit
Smoke
this-
this weed.
This block. We go back here. Okay, we trap them. Good. Doing good.
I'm gonna drink this Mad Dog 2020 and get right back behind the wheel. That's the best way to kick an addiction, right? Get right back on the horse. Wait, what? Jump right off that wagon.
You just prove you're not afraid of the alcohol. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what you
prove
gotta
you're not
do. You just
afraid. Show it who's boss.
Yeah, right.
Alright, we gotta wait for these guys to fire their shells. Hit
You gotta
one,
drink that
hit
shit into
2,
submission.
Hit him. Hit
Play
him,
the hits,
jump.
everyone. We give great life advice. That's what we should start doing on this show.
We just add Knuckles Says segment at the end of the game, right?
So you want to kick your alcohol addiction? Maybe you fucking drink till you don't want to drink no more.
This
This has been Knuckles. We'll see you next time on Play the Hits. God bless America.